Hello everyone and welcome to Senior Susie Stamps. I'm working on template number 9 and I know this puts us kind of out of order, but I wanted to do a little short video today and I thought I would just record this while I'm making the sample cards, and that will save me just a little bit of time. This is an interesting layout. It has 2 number 8 layers and 1 11, and it also has 5 strips. There's this little accent piece which I'm going to put up underneath layer number 11 just to bring it up a little bit, and it has a little flag accent which you'll see shortly. Now this is available to print down below, and there will be a QR code here that will bring you back to this video for future reference. I'm doing videos on Wednesdays and Sundays now just to help us get through this book a little bit faster. So at any rate, let's get started because I have the card sketches already made for these 2 cards, and this uses layer 11 and layer 8 and the little flag accent. So it's basically these 3 pieces right here, and then the second card uses the 5 strips and the second layer number 8. So you have 2 nice cards that are use a lot of different shapes to them with the stripes and the little flag here, and it makes a wonderful background for a nice card to be able to send out. I've gone ahead and cut my single-sided 6x6 paper. It works really well with double-sided paper, especially for this card. Well, actually for both of them, because you can flip your paper over. The paper I'm using today, however, is single-sided paper, and it's kind of a bit of an all-over denim-like pattern. I'm going to move this out of the way and we'll get started. Now I have cut a panel that's 5 1/4 by 4 because I want to be able to glue these strips onto that panel. And the way I'm going to do that is to use my liquid glue. And again, I'm using my standby, which is Books by Hand PVA glue. It's very reasonably priced. It doesn't clog the tip of this fine tip applicator ever. Well, I can't say ever, but probably about 4 times a year do I have this tip clog. So it works really well for me in the studio here. Now I'm going to put the first 2 of these on the very edge, outside edge of this panel that I have made. And if you had a specific pattern here, you might want to pay attention to the way you lay these down. I don't think with this particular denim-like pattern it makes any difference whether they are following the exact pattern, not because I think once we get them down here you're not going to be able to see it anyway. Now I'm going to use my grid lines, and I'm going to put my middle piece right up here, and then we'll split the white space for the other 2 pieces that are going in, and these will be relatively evenly spaced that way. See how I'm going to use my grid line here and here? This needs to be moved over just a little bit, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is put these other 2 pieces right down in the middle of those white strips. I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and got some die cuts. They were 40% off, which made them extremely reasonable. And I thought it might be kind of nice to have some things that are currently available. Actually, I got some 6x6 paper, believe it or not. I know I needed it like a hole in the head, but gosh, it's just like kidding in the candy store when I go in there. I haven't been into Hobby Lobby forever. And it was all 40% off, and my resolve just went away. But anyway, so I have some new papers for us to work with that are currently available. And this piece comes out of this pack called True Blue. Let me flip through this right quick for you to see the patterns. Aren't those pretty? Well, could you have resisted? I mean, come on, really? No. The one thing about these big packs of paper like this, though, that I wish they would do differently is they give you 3 of 20 designs, and that requires a lot of use of paper for me in this studio. But I don't have much blue in the studio, and I thought, well, okay, here we go. So that's where this came from. Now, this then, I'm going to turn it over and see if I need to trim these edges at all. It looks like I might have a couple right there. And then I'm going to put this one up on a card front. Now, I'm not making cards for samples for the book. I'm just making the card fronts today. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I need to fill my glue bottle up again. I'm running a bit low. I had to fill my foam tape tray up this week as well. So here's the panel that's going to go on here, and I'm going to put this up onto a white layer. Let me see if I have any scraps in my scrap tray. It does not look like I do, so I'm going to cut a panel. This layer is number 8, so it's 3.5 by 2 1/4. So I need the panel that I'm going to cut to be 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. We'll just distress this edge a little bit, and it'll give us a little bit more interest on this little panel right here. Since the cut was just a little bit rough anyway, might as well go with it. And there we go. And now I have this piece to glue down, which is one of those number 8 panels. Let me know in the comments below how you're enjoying this series, because I know I am. And I'm going to put this at a little bit of an angle. I'm going to put my point here in the middle of this one, and this point here in the middle of that one, and try to get about equal distance from here to here and here down here. Does that make sense? So now I have a nice card front here that is very neutral. You could use this for a man's card or just a basic background. And I have this nice little bird here that I found while I was at Hobby Lobby. And I thought it might make a nice focal point on top of this panel. And then I colorized a sentiment that kind of goes with the yellow breast of this blue bird. And I thought that would just make a really pretty card. So I'm going to glue my bird down flat, and then I'm going to elevate my sentiment up just a little bit. On some foam, and I'm going to split my foam over the top of that branch there. And I'm going to try and put this perpendicular to these 1/2-inch pieces and bring it all the way to the edge of this piece over here. There we go. So there's a card front done. I probably will put a few little gems on here because you know me. And I've got some diamond dots, and I can find some that are that color, but I'll have to go search for them. So you'll see this completed in the book with some little diamond dot jewels on it. Let's do the second card. This is a very simple little card and extremely versatile. You can use it vertically, you can use it horizontally, and I'm going to cut a panel to go underneath this that's a 1/2 of an inch larger. So that would be 2 3/4 by 4. And the reason I wanted to make it 1/2 of an inch is because if memory served me correctly, when I made my card sketch on my little flag, it's just a little tiny bit shy of filling up that whole page. So I made this piece here. Actually, I believe it was about 3/4 of an inch larger than this panel, but we'll do a 1/2 inch for today and see how that goes. Now, I also want to do a white layer under this piece. And then this panel goes right down inside of that panel. And I'm going to center it so that the layers are nice and even all the way around. And there we go. Now on my happy birthday, I've gone ahead and wasted this little accent piece from right here just to elevate my sentiment up a smidge on this card to give it just a little bit of dimension. And otherwise, this is a very, very flat card. Put this up on a card front. And I'm going to put my little flag down here, right up in the middle here. And then I found a little sticker from the Dollar Tree that I thought might actually kind of work well with this particular card. And I thought we could stick it kind of like right here. But I think I need to have just a little bit of additional paper support up underneath the bottom end of this. And then I'm going to add some glue. This is just one of those little Dollar Tree stickers that I've had in my stash for who knows how long. And there we go. Very nice birthday card for a young man or anybody. I think a few little gems on here will finish this off very nicely. So here are the two card fronts and the two card sketches and template number 9. So get your copy and I'll talk to you again next week. Thank you. Bye.